I do need it, though. It's the only other transport I have because my other vehicle is gonna break down any day. And I was going to get it fixed 2 weeks ago, but I had a tragedy occurred in my life that took all of my money away. So that's created a delay in fixing the vehicle there. I would respectfully ask for a little more time to get it fixed, because I really do need the vehicle, and I know it looks bad, but it is, a fixable issue. It's not some completely broken down vehicle. It has an issue with the area where the axle meets the wheel, and I can and will get it fixed if you could kindly give me some more time to do so.
Jerry, are you agreeable with that?
Yes, do you have a time frame you think you could get it done?
3 weeks?
That seems appropriate to me.
Can I ask for a motion to go ahead and extend him to the next meeting?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to extend it to the next meeting.
I'll second.
Linda, you want to do a roll call?
Steve,
Aye.
Jerry,
Alright.
Cody.
Aye.
You have extension to the next meeting, and the next meeting is September the 8th.
September 8th.
Uh-huh,
Thank you all very much, I appreciate it.
thank you, we appreciate you coming. All right, the next, thing is 202 and 302 West Front. Jerry, do you have something to tell us about that?
Yes, I've been working with the homeowner there, and they have made a lot of progress. By the end of the day, one of the bigger items is had been removed, the grass been cut. So, I would ask you to do an extension to that, to the next meeting as well. She's done a lot of work, she's taken care of.
I'll make a motion to extend to next meeting.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay, Linda, you want to do a roll call?
Cody, Steve,
Alright.
Cody,
Aye.
Jerry.
Aye.
All right, thank you very much, Jerry.
Are we still in the public comment?
You haven't got that yet.
Okay, I didn't,
On my agenda, that came first. Okay,
oh my gosh, public hearings, I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
do you have any other ordinance violations or anything?
No, I was thinking before I was on this section and then that's why I was
Okay,
sorry.
you got it. All right, remarks to visitors. Did anyone sign up to speak this evening?
Robert Noble.
Okay,
I was
just take a
wondering-
breath.
Median up on highway, see, I know it's not ours, I've worked here for 4 years, we used to weed it all the time. Or spray weed killer, it hasn't been touched this year, and I'm just curious why not, you know, that's the front door of our city, you come into it, and people, they talk about it all the time, it's like crap. And I'm just wondering why none has been done with that, you know, if you guys can look into it. And the other thing is, so you were talking about the sewer lids the other day, about people falling into them. I come up with a solution a couple of years back on that. We need to get concrete lids for them. What Rob is wanting to put on those plastic lids, they're very light. A toddler could come up and pick them up. They're under a pound. Or if you run over it with a vehicle, it'll break through it. Or if you're mowing grass and you run over it, you'll suck it up with the lawnmower. So that's something we need to look at in talking precast up here. They can make us lids. Sure, they're gonna be a little bit costly, but it's cheaper than a wall seat. It's something that you guys should look into, you know, and you guys will get money back on scrapping the lids. So you'll spend a little bit, but you will get money back with the scrapping of the lids, because they're steel. And you can't screw the plastic lids down on the system, because there's a metal ring, and it's just won't hold, and it's brittle around there. So sometimes when you drill in, it cracks, and it won't hold for the plastic lid. So I'd look into that. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Linda?
Liz Breakfast.
Alright, so in June, I came to the board with a simple question about something I heard. And instead of getting an honest answer, I was met with a bunch of silence, which makes sense, it's public What I found in these documents is troubling. They show that the president of the board, Cody Quist, acted outside of his authority and gave permission for hiring actions in public works that directly violated a board vote that we were all here for, which is why I have a camera today, just so we have some accountability. They also show that the public works superintendent followed through on those actions despite the board's decision and a hiring freeze. Even more concerning, the city attorney was copied on these emails documenting these actions. Her role is to ensure that this board follows the law, yet I didn't receive any record of her advising against them or intervening in any way. That means that this was not an oversight. Multiple people in positions of trust knew what was happening and allowed it to continue. Since my request, the public works superintendent has been placed on administrative leave, and I've learned from the posting at 500 that Mr. Quist is no longer in charge of public works. But the public was never informed that he was given the authority in the first place, and no explanation has been provided for why that was taken away. This lack of transparency is completely unacceptable. I am formally requesting to be placed on the September agenda so that we can discuss this openly, so I can ask questions directly, and we can do this in front of the public. So for those here tonight, I know I'm not the only one who's frustrated. I hope that others will stand with me and speak up and demand accountability. This is our city, and we deserve elected officials who follow the law, respect the public's trust, and answer to the people who they serve. Thank you.
No one else? Alright. Moving on. We're going to the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions about the consent agenda?
Yeah, financial report,
Mhm.
line 01000496.
Any page numbers?
On the first page,
Okay, wait a minute, we're removing the financial report from the consent?
yes.
Okay, do you need a motion to do that?
Wait, before you do, let me, one second.
Number, 001000496.
Okay, I'll pull that out.
What do we need a motion on?
Hold on one second. So can I have a motion to go ahead and pull?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Steve? Cody?
Aye.
Jared?
Aye.
Is there anything else?
I'll make a motion to approve the rest of the consent agenda items.
Can I have a second on that, please?
I'll second.
I'll do the roll call.
Steve?
Aye.
Jared?
Aye.
Cody?
Aye.
Can you give that right now, Pascal? Okay, alright, Jerry, what you got?
Where'd it come from?
Where did what come from?
The, one, 500,000.
That came from the, water, the money that we've been taking in from Holland. All the money that we've taken in from Holland, septic into our system. This money we had talked about earlier, we talked about it in the November budget meeting. We checked with Cindy to make sure it was okay that we pulled that money, because it came from, how did you describe it? It came from a different source.
Enterprise money. it's not set aside by any of our bonds or anything like that. So, yes.
So this money was in water and sewer, and, when we went over our agenda, our budget in November, we talked about this, and, we were gonna keep a really close eye on the budget, and if general revenue fell into a situation where we needed to pull that money, then it was agreed upon by the board that we would pull that money. So, last month was the first time we dipped into reserves, and so we decided to go ahead and transfer that money over. So that's why that money is in general. Does anybody else have any questions about that? Linda, do I need a motion that this has been approved?
To approve the financial statement.
Okay, so can I have a motion to approve financial statement, please?
I'll make the motion. And I'll second.
Linda, do you wanna do a roll call?
Steve,
Aye.
Jerry,
Aye.
Cody,
Aye.
Alright, thank you. The next thing on the agenda is planning and zoning commission update. Amy normally does that, so instead I will. We had a very, very short meeting. We approved or we recommended to the board to approve signs at Jim Trenary. He's doing 4 sign changes there. And we made a recommendation to approve a shed, in Old Town. And we made a recommendation to approve another shed in Old Town. We also made a recommendation, it's not on this sheet, to approve signs for Moscow Crossing. They're switching over contracts. So, it was a short meeting and everything was approved. And that's your update for that. Moving on to old business. 2025 personal and real estate tax rate hearing is set for August the 26th at 6 p.m. It will be here, it is a public meeting, and everyone is welcome to attend. This is something that we do every year, and so at that time, we'll talk about the personal property and the real estate taxes. Linda, did you have anything else to say about that?
mm-hmm,
Okay. The rate study public hearing for our water and sewer rates, we talked about it at the last meeting, and we have to set a public hearing for that, so that will be September 8th at our regular meeting at 6:30. So that's when we will go over the rates that we're gonna do for water and sewer. The next thing on the agenda is the pressure booster station purchase update. The board approved at the last meeting to go ahead and allocate funds to pay for this ourselves. And so, we are gonna go with Klinger Engineering, and Klinger Engineering will go out and get the bids for it, and this whole process will start. AJ Girondo is our city engineer, and he and I are gonna go over everything, he's gonna go over the plans before we start, and then he's actually going to explain to me how this bid process works. And so, we're gonna go through all that, I've talked to Klinger about it, once we get it started, we're looking at 4 to 6 months before it's completed. So that's something that the city's needed for a long time, we've already done the engineering for it, paid about $44,000 for the engineering. And so we're gonna go ahead and get that started, and that will give more pressure throughout the city. And it will also give us the fire suppression that we need, so all our fire hydrants are working well, operational, and then for our new developments, we will have the pressure that we need. So that project will start. Alright. Next thing, fireworks ordinance. At the last meeting, we talked about fireworks, and the need to change. We had some residents that came and talked to us about some problems that they had. I know one of the major problems was we do allow them on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July every year. And the problem was it starts in the early morning on the 3rd and it just doesn't stop until the 5th. So, the board had a month to look it over and see if there's changes that they wanna make. Another thing that was brought up was people blocking off the streets to do huge firework displays. don't think we need to add anything extra about fireworks cannot be set off in the street.
I'm a patriotic guy, I like fireworks. If you're not gonna do them in the street, I don't know where you would do them.
Okay, well,
That's
it's up to you guys.
I wasn't here in the last meeting, so I.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I haven't given this much thought because I didn't know.
Okay,
Usually they start on the third, they don't, or even the second sometimes. I would say we should limit to no less than the third and fourth. And probably from 6 to 10, and that's it. It's plenty of time to shoot off $2 grand worth of fireworks.
6 in the morning?
No,
No.
6 PM. Don't make suggestions.
Renee?
I don't think 10 o'clock is enough time.
10's enough, 10:30?
I mean, even when we go to the Wenzel fireworks, they're
They're
going
not
off.
over, so.
They're not over.
I don't go to them.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just not dark enough, early enough. I would probably say midnight.
Okay, and do you want midnight, do you guys wanna keep it 3 days? That's the first question, do you wanna keep it for 3 days?
Third and
The third,
fourth,
fourth, and
more than
fifth?
enough.
Well, I think it kinda depends on when the fourth falls,
Yeah.
because, you know, if it's on a Monday, then people might be shooting them off on the third instead of the fourth. So, I personally, I don't have a problem with the 3 days, but does anybody else?
I do. I do. I think the one you're talking about was in my subdivision.
You have to look at the whole city, Jerry.
I know, sorry.
You have to look at the whole city.
I know,
Okay.
I don't know what the other subdivision happened there, so.
What do you guys think about time? Do you wanna say like 6 to midnight, or you just wanna say 4 to midnight, or are you mostly just worried about not during the day, and you just want that cut off at midnight? Terry, what do you think?
I think 11 o'clock is appropriate, that's what many other cities now, it's 11 o'clock. It helps us with a hard number, if they are out of 11:30. There's no way we can chase everybody down, shoot on fire, it just makes it possible. 11 o'clock is ample time, I feel, but it's also early enough to, you know, if they're still doing after, we can address those small numbers.
Okay, what do you think about during the day? Do you have an issue with that? Okay, so you're thinking as
Most
long
people-
as they stop by 11?
You can't even see them during the day.
That's it, there's just noise during the
Yeah.
day,
Okay.
so.
Okay, so I'm gonna have Linda draw up an ordinance, and we'll address that at the next meeting. So what I have is we're gonna go with the third, fourth, and fifth, sorry, you can change it when we vote. And just that it needs to be finished by 11 o'clock every day. So the third, fourth, and fifth fireworks have to be done at 11. If some of you are wondering why we're allowing fireworks, even though we don't allow them the entire rest of the year, we don't have enough police officers to make everyone not do fireworks. We just can't do that. So, it's the 4th of July. And that's why, I know somebody brought it up at the last meeting, well, we don't allow them in the city, so we shouldn't allow them at all. That's a real hard line to take, and it's real hard for us to enforce. So, we will bring it up at the next meeting in ordinance, so if anybody has any comments about that, you can always bring it up in public comments before we start. You guys good with that? Alright. Next thing on the agenda is attendance for the MML conference. It is in St. Charles this year, it is September 14th through the 17th. Amy and I are going to be going. Did you guys, any of you wanna think you might could go?
I wouldn't be able to attend.
Jared,
Yeah, I think we will.
you're gonna go?
Yeah.
Just drive back and forth every day.
Okay, I can get you the information. Do you want me just to go ahead and register you?
Yeah.
Terry, you mentioned that there's some things you wanna go, do you wanna go for the whole conference, or did you just wanna pick out a few things?
I'll see what's cheaper, you know,
Okay.
because, you know, sometimes it's just cheaper to pay for the whole conference.
Okay.
Than it is to pick and choose one
Terry's budget is separate from ours, so that doesn't count. And we are not spending the night, obviously, because it's in St. Charles. So it's $450. So the cost will not include hotel, which is great, because they're charging $200 a night. So it's much less this year than what it was last year. So I think it's a good conference for everyone to attend if they can. And, since we're not spending the night, we should have that covered.
I would like to attend that as well, and I would get the cost split between the 3 cities, if that would be, if the board would approve that.
Alright,
We can take that vote right now.
do you want to? Oh, for Cindy or for all of them?
First, well, whatever.
Okay, who wants to make a motion for everything I just said? Okay, Emmett conference this year, Jerry's going, Amy's going, I'm going, Terry's gonna go, Linda's gonna think about it, and Cindy's gonna go with a cost split of 1/3. Can I have a motion to cover that?
I will make the motion.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
And Linda, you wanna do a roll call?
Steve,
Aye.
Jerry,
Aye.
Cody,
Aye.
Alright, moving along. Okay, next thing on the agenda is our solid waste bids. And Barbie Russo is here, she's from Meridian, and she's gonna go over with us what the new rates will be if we choose to go with this option.
Hello. Okay, so currently, right now, we're at $22.45 for the regular subscription, and then the seniors get a discount of 50% off. Did you pass out something for everybody?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, and then currently, there is a billing discount with the city at 3%. So, negotiating to go into the 3-year contract in 2026, what we did was an 8% increase. 4% of it was an increase for us, and then the city is requesting to get a billing discount of 7%. So, the new rate would be $24.25, and instead of the city getting a 3% discount, you guys would get a 7% discount.
And let me
And
interrupt
it's-
for 1 second. That discount is what covers our administrative fees to do billing and do the collection. So it had been 7% previously, it got knocked down to 3%, and that wasn't enough to cover our costs, so that's why it's going up to 7. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's good. And then, as you stated before, you wanted the senior citizens to stay at the 50% discount, so they get a 50% discount off of the main base rate. And then currently, there's 339 senior citizens right now. So the rate would stay the same, and we just escalated it. If it would reach 375, 425, 475, it goes up a little bit of percentage, and the seniors will still get the 50% discount. And for year 2 and 3, we get a 5.5% annual increase with it. And we did that based on a consumer established benchmark that we did through, water, sewer, and trash. Currently from 2024 to 2025, it's at a 5.388% increase. So we just locked it in at 5.5% because we're not sure where it's gonna be at year 2 and 3. We can base it off the CPI and not give you a flat rate, or we can lock it in at 5.5% for 2027, 2028. So you know exactly what it is. And then the seniors continue to get the 50% discount, and the city gets the 7% discount.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this exercising our option on the contract?
No, it's not.
No. We had a 3-year contract with a 2-year
Two-year
option.
extension, so we were just negotiating an agreement with a new contract. So that we can do addendum to the original contract.
What do you think, cause the board voted to just go ahead and negotiate with her, if you think we need to do this?
If we do that, it's that my prices don't get.
I-
Because that was my only thing about getting my prices out now, because it's
100%.
public record.
100%. Let me go back and look at it, that is something I just thought of right now. But,
Yeah, we're good for this noise stuff, that's if we go off with it.
No, it was the prior.
Good job.
Okay.
Yep,
That was our only concern is releasing prices right now.
I get it.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, thank you, Barbie. Can I have a motion to postpone this, please?
I'll make that. I'll second.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, Jerry, you made that motion,
Yes, I did.
and he seconded,
I did.
and Linda, you wanna do a roll call?
Jerry. Steve.
Aye.
Jerry. Cody.
Aye.
So let me get this straight, at the next meeting, we will bring up whether we can just go ahead and go with this, or whether.
Yeah, I'll make a decision tomorrow whether we need to, I need to look at the meetings from the minutes from last meeting. And then, if we need to do that, we need to do that. If not, we can just take a vote at the next meeting to approve the contract as an addendum to the current contract. Just all the terms will be the same, except for the pricing. So there's, you know, there may not be a need, depending on what the minutes from the last meeting said, if that makes sense. Cause I don't remember. We voted at a meeting.
We voted at the last meeting to go ahead and extend with.
Okay. So I need to check and see what the minutes say.
Okay. Okay, so then I will get with you.
Yeah, fine, just let me know.
Alright, thank you very much, and thank you for coming and explaining that.
You're welcome.
Alright. New business, Jim Canary signs. Is anyone here from Jim Canary tonight? Can you stand for a minute? The planning and zoning board recommended this for approval to the, board, but if anyone has any questions about it, and I'm so sorry I forgot your name. That's Matt Meyer. Just say your name. Alright, did anybody have any questions for him?
I looked them over, they look good to me.
Okay, can I just go ahead and get a motion to go ahead and approve that, please?
Do we need to have 4 different motions or just one for all 4?
We're gonna do one for all four.
Then I make a motion to approve all 4.
I'll second.
Linda, you wanna do roll call?
Who was the first one?
Cody was the first. Jerry was the second.
Steve. Jerry.
Aye.
Cody.
Aye.
And is that for all four signs?
That's for all four signs, we just made one motion to approve all four. Thank you very much for coming back, you take stuff. Okay, the next one was for Hanukkah. Coast to coast signs. And we have Janice here, if anybody has any questions. P and Z board made a recommendation for approval on this sign as well. They're not taking down the signs, they're just changing the faces of them. Anybody have any questions for Janice?
Looks good to me. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Both. Cody's
Yes,
making a
both, one
motion to
and two.
approve 1 and 2. And can I have a second? And Linda, you wanna do a roll call?
Steve.
Aye.
Jerry.
Aye.
Cody.
Aye.
We look forward to seeing the signs. Alright. Alright, Mr. Patterson from Arcadia Towers, I've asked him to come this evening, he's gonna give us a presentation on putting up some towers in the city, which are transmission towers.
Cell phone towers.
Cell
Yeah,
phone towers.
so, yeah.
Okay, so you guys have the packet, and it explains everything in the packet that we're gonna go over with us. And I thought you'd like him here to ask him some questions. So Billy, the floor is yours.
Perfect, thank you for having us tonight. My name is Billy Patterson, I'm with Arcadia Towers, we're a cell tower development company based out of I live in Columbus, but do business development, across the Midwest. I'm originally from Iowa, my parents live in Missouri. We're working with municipalities all across the I-70 corridor from, my town, Columbus, all the way west to Kansas City right now and further. I went to law school over in Kansas, lived in the Kansas City area for 4 years, come through St. Louis quite a bit, to see my parents. So, what we've done is we've, built a model where we look to work with municipalities to build out holistic cell tower networks to improve cell coverage, in your community while bringing you significant revenue, over time. We do that through a revenue share model. It's a unique approach within the industry. So what we've done is taken a look at the major metro areas along I-70. Technology's been our largest investment, so we actually did the largest private equity raise in Cincinnati in 2021, raised $50 million. And we're able to see every tower on the continent, all the cell, tower metrics, data, all that. So what we did is we mapped out kind of the 20 worst, coverage areas in each of the metro areas and just did cold outreach. That was how we got connected, with Mayor Meyer, had a couple calls with her, set up a presentation. It is a no cost, no risk proposition. It's a 2-step process that we have set up. The first step is entering into what we call a master marketing agreement. There is no commitment or obligation on the city's behalf to enter into that agreement. That simply gives us the right to market the properties to the cell carriers, so that would be Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, etc. We would then come back to you once we've marketed the properties to the carriers, once we have interest from them, and tell you specifics on what the sites are, how the towers are gonna look, what the exact lease terms are gonna be. And at that step, you guys would have the ability to say yes or no, you wanna move forward. So you can enter into the master marketing agreement, we could go market the properties, we could come back, we could have, all 5 properties that we're looking at, all have interest from the carriers, and for any or no reason at all, you can still say at that point, we just don't wanna move forward. No harm, no foul, no cost, to you guys to do that at all. But if you did wanna move forward, entering into those site lease agreements would be a site-by-site basis. So if we came back with interest in all 5 sites, and for whatever reason, maybe you didn't wanna do 1 or 2, you could certainly elect to not do those specific sites. Each one of those is its own independent agreement. And then once that agreement is signed, that site lease agreement for that site, we're responsible for all aspects of development. So we hire local third-party vendors if needed, to do everything from prep the site, utility work, pour concrete, stack the steel. Ultimately, the carriers go on the tower. Once the carriers are on the tower, that revenue flows. We share 30% of that revenue with you. It's $0 out of pocket to the city. It's truly an infinite return on investment. We significantly improve your cell coverage, and one benefit is community safety enhancement, and that's because we are an independent tower company, and we allow space for any city-owned communications equipment to go on the towers, including radios, first responder equipment, any sort of that type of stuff. So that's our proposition, and all we need for each site is a roughly 50-foot by 50-foot area. It doesn't have to be square, we can be flexible. But basically our model is land that you already own that you're not utilizing under a ground lease. We will be a tenant to you as a landlord, and then we will build a tower on which we will be the landlord, and the wireless carriers will be the tenant, and you'll get that flow through money. So it's something that we would certainly love to do with you. Actually presented earlier today to an executive leadership team for Kansas City suburbs, so making the rounds here today. But love the opportunity and happy to answer any questions you may have.
Terry, would that be helpful to you?
It could be, yes. We would put meters in. Especially if they do it, so there's spots in like Old Town, down the bottom of Second Street, and zones down there. Could be.
And who would make money?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, so you see in the presentation, I think we modeled up each tower at just a 50% capacity, so we had tenant 1 and tenant 2 listed. Our towers could hold up to 4 tenants, but just to be conservative, we did 50%. A single tower at 50% capacity over the life of the lease is north of $600,000 for the city, so at 5 towers, that's north of $3 million. Again, $0 investment on your end, land that you already own that you're not utilizing. If you guys have veto power, there'll never be a tower built that you aren't fully signed off on with these terms. Excellent.
So if you do build, it's just there forever?
So the ground lease is gonna be for 50 years, it's gonna be a 10-year initial term with, 8 5-year renewals. The wireless carrier releases are actually 30 years, but they like to have that longer ground lease, cause industry standard is to renew those well in advance of that 30 years. As far as what happens approaching that 50 years, obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and say the cell phone is gonna still be part of society, but how the industry has worked is, that ground lease then, could potentially get renewed as well. But yeah, certainly looking for it to be, a permanent structure, so.
At least 50 years. I don't see a problem going, find out more like the master marketing agreement, and then we can make more informed decisions based on the locations and what they would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gave you a map, there should be a map in there.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it's included, and those locations on that map, you know, they're far from final, those are just kind of our first run of what we would kind of envision based on what we see with our technology. But you guys have a hand in that, like I said, you know, if we come back to you with sites and for whatever reason, you prefer an alternative site or have preferred sites, we certainly want to work with you. But you do have that control power, prior to the site lease agreement getting executed, so, you guys have full control over where those towers should go.
Terry, did you have any other questions?
No.
AJ, you got anything on that? Other AJ, you got anything? Cindy?
No?
You're not right away.
I know, we discussed it
Yeah.
before and I was gonna
Okay.
How many towers, I guess, could you put up?
Yeah, so from our initial analysis, we took a look at 19 city-owned properties, 18 of them that are viability criteria based on our scoring, which factors in coverage, zoning, a lot of other factors in that funnel, that goes into what we call our cell IQ score. And then based on that 18, we whittled down to, we estimate probably 3 to 5 towers, and that's just because proximity matters, you know, certainly 18 that are viable, there's no value to being, you know, 8 feet apart for a carrier. Typically, that cell signal is gonna propagate up to like a mile, is typically kind of the radius we look at before we start looking into like the second tower, so. But that being said, circumstances can change, we actually include all of the city properties in the master marketing agreement, not just those maybe 3 to 5, and then wireless carriers have the opportunity to look at all of them. You know, we make money one way, it's by building towers, it's not like we're gonna sit here and say we're only building 3 towers, you know, carriers come back to us and wanna build 7, you know, we'll certainly present that to you all and we'll move forward to that as well.
I would make a motion to move forward with the marketing,
Master
master
marketing
marketing
agreement?
agreement.
I would say.
Okay. Linda, you wanna do a roll call?
Steve, Jerry,
Alright.
Cody.
Aye.
Thank you very much, sir.
Perfect, we'll get, I think we may have drafted that already to you, but if not, I'll get that to you, and then, you know, if we need to do anything to get signature or whatever, let us know, we can work with you.
Alright, thank you very much.
Appreciate it, thank
Appreciate
you
you
all,
coming.
yep, have a good night.
Have a good vacation.
I'm on my way back, I just left the lake this
Okay.
morning.
I know you mentioned vacation.
So the city uses radio leads to.
Alright.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
How could they put that on?
The next thing is purchase request. AJ came up to us about a purchase request for replacement pump number 3 at the wastewater plant. AJ, floor is yours.
So we got an issue with the radio towers for a there are recognized on it.
Yeah, it's not the city's interested.
So
have any thoughts on this, other AJ?
AJG?
Yeah, so, like the motor is gonna be fine, that's the issue, but reading the report that's in there is like basically almost all right. My question being, I didn't really dig into this part of it, does that bump go to conversion, does it still have 3 years? For what's there, obviously, some is kind of hold up the credit cover, understand that. There's still 3 years of parts of that. So, preparing it. Could be pretty good.
I know it's not an enormous amount of money, but I'd rather not spend it. You absolutely have to.
I can get more information if you want some.
Can it wait, or does it have to be done?
No, so,
Right.
the plant runs on 3 pumps, and we're only missing one, so we still have 2, right, and then the flow that we have is 1. The 2 pumps that we're more than capable of keeping. So, it's not a pressing issue, it's just, if we want to do this, $5,000.
Yeah, you can find out more about the
Yeah.
existing warranty, I think, that'd help us make a better decision.
Sure, great.
Alright, so I'm gonna need a motion to postpone this.
I'll make that. I'll second.
Linda, you wanna do a roll call?
Steve, Jerry,
Aye.
Cody,
Aye.
AJ, thank you. AJG, thank you. Alright. The last thing on the list is occupancy permits. Yes, I'm bringing it up again. The last time I talked about this was in May of 24. We charge $50 for occupancy permits. It cost us approximately $70.40 to do one. So it's not like we're making any money off of this. When I first became mayor, I said that if we're going to be doing these, I would like someone trained. I would like them to have a certificate. I would like someone, because when it first came out, I could go do it. Well, that isn't such a good scheme. I would be like, the couch should go there, maybe a chair over there. But I don't know enough about this, and I'm not saying that our city guys don't know that, but, the list of things that they have to go over is kind of extensive. But then we followed up with a disclaimer that says this inspection approval doesn't constitute a guarantee of warranty from the building inspector. Or the city of Moscow Mills. So, we're going out and we're doing these. Some of the things on here are walls, ceilings, doors, windows, plumbing fixtures, sanitation, depths, doors. These guys are not building inspectors, they're not electricians. So it comes back to, are they qualified to do it? Do you want them to do it? And if you want them to do it, then we've got to get them started. Now, the next thing is, we're doing this on new construction, which to me seems like a waste. These are brand new units. They've already been inspected by our building inspector. So why are we sending people out to look at them again when we have absolutely no training to do this? It just seems like a waste of time. The other thing is, for example, the boulders. The boulders are master metered. We have no idea when somebody moves in or when they move out, because we don't have a waste, we don't have a contract with them for water and sewer or trash. So somebody can move in this week and move out next week, and we have no way of knowing when they're in or out. We would have to rely on that management company to let us know who's moving in and who's moving out. So it would be very, very difficult for us to keep up with that. So I guess I'm saying, do we still wanna do them? If we're going to do them, someone needs to be trained for it, and in the past, it has been, yeah, whoever's available. Well, I'm not comfortable with that. So we would have to have one person specified to do it. They would have to be trained. Because people come in and say, hey, I'm moving in tomorrow, I need my inspection. Well, if the guys are on sewer calls can stress themselves. So pulling them off to go do an inspection, again, just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So my question is, if we're going to continue to do them, if the board wants us to continue to do them, then they need to be certified. The second thing is, do you want to do them on all rental units and homes like we're doing now? Or do you want to just do them on, to not do them on new construction and just do them on existing? Or do we wanna get rid of them?
Do most cities do this?
It really varies, I feel like. There's really no consistent pattern. I think that we modeled our ordinance and our checklist after Warrington. You know, and, a lot of cities have regular building code officials that, like, you know, the whole department's in charge of monitoring and inspecting stuff like that, so they don't really need items. Some of the older, like, St. Louis County municipalities do them, because they're like old buildings, you know, old buildings, and, you know, sometimes buildings that have been vacant for a while, stuff like that. So it just really varies. It goes to gamut. That's a lawyer answer to your question, but, you know, my opinion has always been, you know, and I think the reason that the prior mayor worked on it, and it was something that he wanted, was because of a couple situations where landlords were taking severe advantage of tenants. And tenants were living in deplorable situations. So maybe it needs to be something, maybe just something a little less comprehensive that we're doing for inspections, you know? But either way, if we're not gonna get rid of them, the whole system needs some work because it's not working.
About construction, brand new construction,
Brand new construction.
constructed within the last month or something like
Yeah.
that. What about 5 years old, 10 years old?
That's not new construction.
That's not, then you would go with them to be inspected.
Right.
Okay.
Right, this is strictly on new construction, for example,
Well,
again, the boulders. They're getting ready to open up 63 units. Well, 63 units, hour and a half from our guys' drive. That's a lot.
I hear that.
And so, and again, we're not making money, it's costing us. So, you guys don't have to decide tonight, but I'm bringing it up because we have to make a decision. Either move forward and we get trained to do it, and we have one person set aside to do it. Or we say, you know, like I said, we don't do it under construction. You don't have to decide tonight, I'm just bringing it up, because this is an issue that I brought up before and it still needs to be addressed.
Well, it's definitely flawed the way that it stands, because it's a net loss to the city, we should at least break it, shouldn't be a money-making enterprise, but it
Right.
should lose.
Shouldn't lose money.
I think there's not a set system for method of doing it for a person to do it. Certification stretches the maintenance department thin, which they're already spread way too thin as it is. Yeah, like the way that it's set up. Then again, like, we don't want a situation where tenants are being taken advantage of, but I don't know what responsibility the city's
Does
placed.
that fall into like a nuisance ordinance though? I mean, or it goes to the health department. If somebody's living in situations that are not deplorable, then he can't, I mean, then there are other avenues they can take.
Yeah, I have some ideas on this. Probably satisfy all of our needs and take away some headaches. I mean, it's also a burden for community development, trying to, you know, have builders come in here, if you build 200 homes there, you're spending another $10,000. Well, get an inspection that you've already had inspected.
Yeah, the new build, that's nonsense, that's utter nonsense.
But I can forward that to you next week, the board this week, my recommendation.
I think that would be great. You have a background in city planning too, don't you? Yeah.
So we'll stay status quo where we are now. And then we'll just postpone this until the next meeting.
Can we change at least least the new construction part of it now?
Yeah.
You can do that.
Can we just remove,
Okay, so,
I would like to make a motion to remove the need for an occupancy permit
Is it
for a
first-
new
First
construction.
time making it occupant.
Yeah, cause that, that doesn't make any sense at all.
They're already paying.
Yeah, they're already getting inspected.
For everything there.
Then there's some clown from Macon show up.
Thanks.
He knows where you're at.
yeah, you mean it that way, but,
knows that.
yeah, okay, can I have a second on that motion?
Shut his water off, AJ.
Second.
I'll second. Yeah, new construction.
Linda, you want a roll call?
Steve,
Alright.
Jerry,
Aye.
Cody,
Aye.
Okay. And then postpone until, if I table it, you guys come back to it again. If I postpone it, means we come back.
Okay.
So can I have a motion to postpone the rest of the decision?
I'll make one. Postpone. I can second that.
Linda, you wanna do a roll call?
Steve,
Alright.
Jerry,
Aye.
Cody.
Aye.
Mayor, I have one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I did have an opportunity to look at the minutes from the last meeting, and I apologize, I did not remember from memory. That we did address the issue of bidding out that contract and that we were gonna treat it as an addendum to our current contract.
Okay, so,
I apologize, I brought that up,
that's
but
fine.
that is already covered in our previous vote. So, you guys can go ahead and vote on the proposal for tonight, if you choose.
You guys like to go ahead and do that?
I think it'd probably be a good idea.